My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. To support this YouTube channel, go to my Patreon link below. Subscribe to this channel. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. And check out my latest books, Debunking the Trump-Russia Myth, Butthurt Top Secret Emails, Butthurt Deleted Emails, The Alwan Brothers and Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And in terms of Trump's tax plan, I voted for Jill Stein, so it's not, and I wrote 100 plus articles, over 100 articles for Bernie Sanders that were published. I had 100 published articles in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon that went viral, where Dave Weigel of The Washington Post reached out to me to discuss my articles that went viral. And other people tried to reach in. The Daily Beast wrote a hit piece on me. I received, 7, 8 hit pieces. It doesn't matter. That's all history now. Now it's, we must help the poor. We're the Democratic Party. We care about the poor. They cheated Bernie. They don't give a, excuse my language. This is a profanity alert. Democrats, this is a profanity alert, okay? Democrats don't give a fuck about the poor. They don't care about poor people. They don't care. If they cared, they would never have cheated Bernie Sanders. The biggest enemy of Bernie Sanders was the Democratic Party, not Republicans. And it doesn't matter now that Bernie is, playing ball with Democrats. They chopped off his his you-know-whats, and that's it. Bless his heart, Bernie Sanders is an amazing, he is one of the great statesmen, American statesmen. He's one of the great figures in U.S. history, in my view. But they chopped off his you-know-whats, so he has to play ball with them. If he is the only thing holding together Democrats, we can go on forever as to why he is still helping the Democratic Party and why he caved to Hillary. There are a whole bunch of reasons. Anyway, look at the tax plans of Hillary Clinton and Trump. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Trump's tax plan, if you make, and I'll put thebalance.com, and then I'll put Hillary Clinton's tax plan. The Motley Fool has an article, but there's a whole bunch. So just look at Hillary Clinton's tax plan. Okay, so how is this taking it to the rich? How is this fixing wealth inequality? To fix wealth inequality, you have to break up too big to fail banks. They have too big a control. They have too big a control on the U.S. economy. And they're bigger now than they were when they were bailed out. That's the first thing you have to do, which is what Bernie Sanders wanted to do, which is what Jill Stein wants to do. Then free public college tuition. There's a whole bunch of things. A whole bunch of things that would help poor people. Hillary Clinton was against all of that. She wouldn't even raise the minimum wage to $15. Just real quick, the Democrats love poor people so much. Clinton against $15 minimum wage. Well, I know that, but I'm just going to... Hillary Clinton finally explains what it would take for her to support a $15 minimum wage. Well, this is Slate, one of the public relations firms. She didn't even support a $15 minimum wage. Too much for her. Too much. The poor making $15, we can't have that. We're Clinton Democrats. Anyway, getting to Trump and Clinton's tax plan. Hillary Clinton, you making $413,000, or a married couple making about $450,000 gets taxed 35%. Okay, that's their tax bracket. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so no. Now here's what the taxing would look like if Clinton were to become president. You make $460,000 as a married couple, $413,000 to $415,000, 35%. Trump's horrible, inhuman tax plan. If you make the same amount, about $415,000, so from $200,000 to $500,000, 35%. If you're a married couple making $460,000, under Trump and Clinton's, you're getting taxed 35%. The same That's not really taking it to the rich. Now, with Clinton, if you make $190,000, you're taxed. So 150. Oh, so no, sorry. 33%. If you make $190,000, so 190 to 413, 33%. If you make $190,000, so in Trump's plan, 32%. Of course, there are differences, and at the very top, you're paying, 3% more? But if you make $190,000 a year, and if you make $415,000 a year, you're going to get taxed the same. Virtually the same under both plans. There are, of course, differences. But this is the Democratic Party. We're marginally better. Oh my God, we're marginally better. Look at the incremental changes we're making. This means we love the poor. The Democrats cheated Bernie Sanders. Say it every day of your life, even if you don't. I love my conservatives who watch this channel. You know I love my conservatives who watch this channel. And you say, H, get over Bernie, get over Bernie. I will never get over Bernie. Bernie 2016. It's like a baseball player. Let's say a baseball player hits 380 with 30 homers and 150 RBIs 1 year, and then he goes back to hitting 300 and 5 homers and 20 steals, whatever. That 1 year, you're never going to forget that 1 year where he won the Triple Crown, or with 50 homers, whatever. You know what I mean? They had a chance. The 3% increase is not going to fix for people making $5 million. So generally, if you're pretty wealthy, you're going to pay the same taxes under both Hillary Clinton and at least in terms of the income tax. $190,000 and $415,000 get taxed virtually the same under both plans. You're doing pretty well. You're making $190 a year. It's good. It's good. 400 plus, you're very, very good. Okay? A capital gains obviously was different for both. She had a dumb capital gains tax plan, a stupid one, that tried to influence behavior, but not, make the government any revenue. But that's another story. The issue here is this dumb marketing strategy, the same failed marketing strategy that lost Democrats. If you cared about wealth inequality, if you cared about the poor, then you wouldn't have cheated the one candidate who made the poor his platform, part of his platform. He talked about the billionaire class. The billionaire class didn't care if the Clinton's tax plan did not scare the billionaire class. Billionaires funded Clinton's campaign. The corporations funded Clinton's campaign. Lobbyists funded Clinton's campaign. You think they're going to destroy their futures by helping elect Hillary? They were going to make out just great. What you really needed to do is reinstate Glass-Steagall, break up too big to fail banks. But Democrats don't want that, so, excuse my language, fuck them. The Republicans don't want that either, but the reason I don't say fuck them is that that's their value system. That's their value. The Republicans have a value system, and Trump says, I'm the embodiment of your value system, and they elect them president or the nominee. Democrats claim to have an alleged value system. Bernie Sanders says, hey, everybody, I'm here. I am the epitome of your value system. And Democrats say, you're going to never win. Fuck you. We're going to collude with the media. When Donna Brazile, first of all, Tim Black's interview was amazing. It's below with Donna Brazile. When Donna Brazile says, well, I didn't count any votes. Did you see any votes counted? She just won. She had more votes. She had more votes. She had more votes. She had more votes. There was a collusion between the DNC and the media and political pundits. 538, when they were wrong with their graphs and their math-based and their data analytics and their data-driven analysis, all of it was groupthink designed to promote a failed candidate. So they blamed Russia. the DNC, WikiLeaks, DNC, and Podesta emails, if Donna Brazile is saying that there was coordination between the Trump campaign with each of his speeches and a slow drip of the emails, well, what's the problem? If there was nothing incriminating in these DNC emails or the Podesta emails, why would it be an issue? So she contradicted herself. In addition to when Tim, who is a great friend of mine, asked my question of Donna Brazile, what the NSA is only moderately confident. Well, she says, well, I'm certain. Ha 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 ha. Who cares if Donna Brazile is certain? She admitted on tape that she knows the NSA is only moderately confident. She didn't even want to answer the question. But see, the issue here is a philosophical one. It's not like Clinton's tax plan would have made millionaires pay a couple percentage points more and their income, like they care. The system, the financial system, is gearing towards what Trump's tax plan will do. In aggregate, the economic indicators, the economy will grow. The economy will grow initially. That's what happened with Reagan's Reaganomics, and it will happen with this tax plan. The economy will grow. That the stock market will benefit. And then there's the very great likelihood of a crash because we have so much debt as a nation. We have something like a $17 trillion economy and $17 trillion in debt, or no, $18 trillion in GDP, and I think it was like 18 to 19 trillion in debt. And the debt, so we have an $18.57 trillion economy, GDP, and 20 trillion in debt. Okay. The wars added trillions in debt and will add trillions in interest. It's not just the fact that, because when you say, well, we have this conservative say it's a welfare state. Well, but people are getting something for it. You don't want people dying of hunger. You don't want people dying in the streets so they're not able to work, they're not able to live their lives from no old people, no health care, not being able to feed themselves, young people not being able to, families not being able to feed themselves. So you don't want to just cut social services across the board. You want to ensure that you cut what you really need to cut is prevent never-ending wars. These perpetual never-ending wars where you don't even get what's called a war dividend. So after World War II, okay, we were the number one economy, number one country in the world. But we get nothing from these counterinsurgency wars. Nothing at all. Zero. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya is now a failed state because of Obama. And yet we're paying interest and trillions, $4 to $6 trillion. Just that was a couple of years back, the estimate for Iraq and Afghanistan. And there's something like $7 trillion in interest. Interest on Iraq and Afghanistan. Anybody want to know what the interest? 2.4 trillion by 2017. But it's 7 trillion by 2053. I'll tell you right now. $7.9 trillion in interest. $7.9 trillion in interest by 2053. So almost $8 trillion. $8 trillion. This is the Watson Institute, Brown University cost of war. I'll put that below too. We estimate, and this was up to September 2016. We have almost $20 trillion in debt as a country, and we're going to pay $7.9 trillion just in interest on these wars that give us zero benefit. They don't even make us safer. And it's not the fault of the soldiers, God bless them. They're brave and heroic. It's the fault of the idiot morons in the Democratic and Republican parties. $7.9 trillion. That's why I love Bernie. That's why I love Jill Stein, because they wanted to end perpetual counterinsurgency wars, where half to two-thirds of all the Americans killed and wounded were the victims of IED blasts. Give me your thoughts below. The Democratic Party, big concepts like $7.9 trillion by 2053. I'll put the Brown University link. They don't get that. They get, yay, millionaires are paying about 2 to 3% more. But if you earn 190,000, as I explained, look at the brackets. 190 or 415,000, you would have paid the same under both plans. Give me your thoughts below. You're a Democrat, and you're listening to all the YouTube channels. They're playing you. The Young Turks and all of them are playing you. This is not profound. Clinton's tax plan would not be profound change, nor would it have helped wealth inequality. It was cosmetic, because at the end of the day, her militancy, her counterinsurgency wars that the neocons, and she had neoconservative advisors, Robert Kagan. Actually, there was an Intercept article. Robert Kagan and other neoconservatives had fundraisers for her. That costs a lot more money than even what Trump is doing, which is continuing, in large part, Obama's foreign policy. Perhaps not to the extent of Clinton, but still, in terms of the national debt, that is the biggest waste and the biggest tragedy for the whole planet. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Subscribe to this channel.